At Quezes Shabalala, all rights reserved. No part of this publication may be reproduced, distributed, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic or mechanical, including photocopying, recording, or other digital methods, without the prior written permission of the publisher, except for brief quotations embodied in critical reviews and certain other non-commercial uses permitted by copyright law. For permission requests, please contact Quezes Shabalala at libraryofalexandrin@gmail.com. Disclaimer: this book is intended to explore and interpret the historical, religious, and cultural narratives surrounding the Nativity. Readers are encouraged to engage in critical thinking and explore diverse perspectives on this complex and multifaceted topic. The author and publisher do not claim to offer definitive answers or pronouncements on matters of faith or historical fact. While this is a story in the author's creativity, every effort has been made to ensure the accuracy and reliability of the information presented. Readers are advised to consult with qualified scholars or religious leaders for further guidance and interpretation. The author and publisher disclaim any liability or responsibility for any misinterpretations or conclusions drawn by readers based on the information contained in this book. Unveiling the Celestial Journey to the Nativity. The Nativity of Jesus Christ, far from being a mere terrestrial event, reverberated throughout the cosmos, weaving a vibrant tapestry of celestial lore and symbolism. To fully comprehend the wonder of this momentous occasion, it is necessary to shift our gaze heavenward, for the very stars served as a canvas for artists throughout history, revealing a profound connection between the Nativity and the heavens. This cosmic echo of the ancient adage, as above, so below, is evident in the way celestial movements and constellations mirrored the significance of Jesus' arrival, offering a language understood by those well-versed in the celestial dance. It was a symphony of light and prophecy, whispered on the winds of starlight and etched in the constellations' eternal dance. This book invites you on a journey through time and space, guided by the brush strokes of renowned artists who captured this celestial narrative. We will traverse centuries, from Ghirlandaio's Florentine masterpiece, where constellations whisper prophecies above the humble stable, to Hildegard von Bingen's visionary illuminations, where the heavens themselves explode in a celebration of cosmic light. Along the way, we will encounter more than just art. We will delve into the rich tapestry of the astrological and religious narratives surrounding the Nativity, uncovering ancient symbols and celestial wonders that tie Jesus' arrival to the grand scheme of history, culture, and the universe itself. Through vivid descriptions and insightful analysis, we will explore the celestial language of constellations, how astrological figures like Aries the ram and Taurus the bull foretold Jesus' significance, the guiding light of stars, and how artists depicted the celestial path to the manger. We will also delve into the whispers of prophecy, examining the symbolic meaning of astronomical phenomena surrounding the Nativity, such as planetary alignments and celestial omens. Finally, we will explore the intersection of faith and the cosmos, examining how different cultures and religions have interpreted the celestial connection to Jesus' birth. By the end of our journey, you will have a deeper understanding of the Nativity's cosmic significance, seeing it not just as an earthly event, but as a chapter in the grand narrative of the universe. So, turn the page, and let the stars guide you on this exploration of the celestial story of Jesus' birth. This introduction sets the stage for a captivating and informative journey, blending celestial wonders, art, and insightful analysis to unveil the Nativity's profound connection to the cosmos. Chapter 1: Mary, the Seed of Promise and the Devotion by the Faithful. In a world bathed in the golden glow of ancient Judea, a story unfolds that whispers of miracles and divine purpose. It is the tale of Mary, the woman who would become the mother of the Messiah. Her life is a tapestry woven with threads of faith, celestial wonders, and the unwavering love of family. Seeds of Faith and the Whispers of Angels. 1. In the sun-kissed hills of Judea, where olive groves whispered secrets to the wind, lay the village of Nazareth. Nestled amongst the dusty lanes and stone houses bloomed a love as pure as the lilies of the field, the love of Joachim and Anne. 2 years had painted their faces with the gentle hues of time, yet their hearts remained young, yearning for the blessing of a child. Like barren fig trees in the scorching summer, they longed for the sweet fruit of family, their prayers echoing through the silent halls of their home and the sun-drenched courtyards of the temple. 3. And in the bitterness of their childlessness, Anne would pour out her soul to the heavens, her tears glistening like morning dew on the rose petals. O Lord, she cried, open my womb and grant me a child, a vessel of your grace, and I shall dedicate him/her to your service all the days of his/her life. 1 Samuel 1:10-11, 4. And behold, one day, as Joachim retreated to the wilderness to fast and pray, a being of radiant light descended from the heavens, his wings shimmering like molten gold. Joachim, the angel boomed, your prayers have reached the ears of the Most High. He has heard your cry and will grant you a daughter, chosen to be the vessel of his grace. Luke 1:26-38, 5. Overwhelmed with joy, Joachim rushed home, his heart like a hummingbird trapped in a cage of ribs. He found Anne, her face etched with the sorrow of unanswered prayers, and with trembling lips, he whispered the angel's words, painting a picture of a daughter who would be blessed among women. Proto-Evangelium of James, A Childhood Bathed in Celestial Light. 6 months later, under the soft glow of a celestial star brighter than any other, their daughter arrived. Bathed in an ethereal light, she filled their humble home with a presence as pure as the driven snow. They named her Mary, a name that danced on their tongues like a prayer. Luke 1:31, Divine Intervention in a Blossoming Lily. 7. From her earliest days, Mary displayed exceptional piety. Like a tender vine reaching for the sun, she yearned for knowledge and wisdom, her eyes sparkling with an intelligence beyond her years. Inspired by the Proto-Evangelium of James. At the tender age of 3, she ascended the 15 steps of the temple with unwavering steps, defying earthly limitations and symbolizing her purity and divine destiny. 8. Within the temple walls, Mary flourished, was nurtured by angels, and was imbued with wisdom beyond her years. Inspired by the Gospel of Matthew, she conversed with the high priest at just 3 years old, astounding him with her profound understanding of Scripture and her voice, a melody that resonated with the whispers of the heavens. 9. As Mary grew, so did the whispers of her extraordinary destiny. News of her piety and wisdom spread throughout the land, carried on the wings of birds and the tongues of travelers. Yet, in the quietude of her heart, Mary remained humble, her faith a flickering flame protected by the gentle hands of her parents. Celestial Tapestry and Ancient Whispers. 10. But the tapestry of Mary's life was not woven solely with threads of faith and piety. It was also embellished with the fantastical brush strokes of celestial wonders and ancient lore. Inspired by the Gospel of Matthew, a luminous star had graced her birth, a celestial herald of her future role as the Mother of Light. And in the heavens above, constellations whispered of her purity and chosenness, the Virgin constellation mirroring her grace, and Libra symbolizing her role as a bridge between the earthly and divine realms. 11. These celestial pronouncements resonated with the beliefs of the time, where the heavens were seen as a reflection of God's order. Comets and novas were celestial omens, marking momentous occasions. Mary's birth, then, was not merely an earthly event but a cosmic shift, a ripple in the fabric of the universe itself. 12. But amidst the whispers of angels and the celestial tapestry, the most enduring legacy of Mary's early life was the unwavering love of her family. Joachim and Anne, though not officially recognized as saints by the Catholic Church, hold a special place in the hearts of believers. Their feast day, celebrated on July 26, is a testament to their righteousness and the pivotal role they played in the lineage of Christ. Brush strokes of history and the artist's gaze. 13. Throughout history, artists have captured the essence of Mary's early life with breathtaking eloquence. Ghirlandaio's Adoration of the Magi features Joachim and Anne standing proudly beside Mary, their faces etched with gratitude and awe, as they witness the Magi offering their treasures to the newborn Christ. 14. Fra Bartolommeo's Birth of the Virgin depicts the joyous moment of Anne giving birth to Mary, bathed in a celestial light that symbolizes the divine nature of the event. These masterpieces, along with countless others, offer a visual tapestry of Mary's early life, connecting her story to historical and cultural contexts. The 11th hour of Mary's life. 15. And so, as we turn the page on this chapter of Mary's life, we are left with a sense of anticipation, a feeling that the seed of promise sown in Nazareth is about to blossom into something extraordinary. In the years to come, Mary will face tests of faith and challenges that would break ordinary men. Yet, cradled in the love of her family, guided by the whispers of angels, and adorned with the celestial glow of her destiny, she will rise to meet them with a quiet strength and unwavering devotion. 16 Already, whispers of a pivotal moment swirl around her. When she reaches the age of 12, custom dictates that she will enter the temple. Her childhood has soon to be replaced by a life dedicated to prayer and study. It is a daunting transition, one that marks the end of carefree innocence and the beginning of a journey toward an unknown fate. Numbers 6:24-26, 17. But Mary approaches this change with the same grace that has marked her short life. Her heart, though filled with a flicker of trepidation, is also alight with a yearning for knowledge and a deeper understanding of God's plan. She knows, perhaps not in its entirety, that her life is not her own but a vessel chosen for a divine purpose. Faith, family, and enduring legacy. 18. As the final year of her childhood unfolds, Mary spends her days basking in the warmth of her family's love. Joachim and Anne, their hearts bursting with pride and a touch of sadness at the impending separation, shower her with affection and wisdom. They weave tales of her ancestors, stories of faith and resilience that echo through the generations. 19 Each evening, under the canopy of a star-studded sky, they gather in their courtyard, listening to the rhythmic chant of the psalms and the hushed murmur of prayers. These moments, bathed in the golden glow of twilight, become a tapestry of faith and family, a final chapter in the idyllic prelude to Mary's extraordinary life. 20 And as the sun sets on her 12th birthday, casting long shadows over the dusty lanes of Nazareth, Mary stands at the threshold of the temple. Her face, edged with a mix of apprehension and hope, reflects the dawning of a new era. In the hushed silence of the sacred space, she takes a deep breath, raises her chin, and steps into the unknown, carrying within her the seed of promise, ready to blossom into the woman who would change the course of history. 21 This is where our story truly begins. The threads of faith, family, and divine destiny are now firmly intertwined, ready to be woven into a tapestry that will forever captivate our hearts and inspire our souls. So, let us step through the threshold of the temple alongside Mary and journey with her as she embarks on the extraordinary path laid before her. Chapter 2, The Promise of God Sprouted, Luke 1:26-38, The Cosmic Annunciation. In the sun-drenched hills of Nazareth, where olive groves whispered secrets to the wind, lived a young woman named Mary. Her life, woven with threads of piety and quietude, was about to be irrevocably transformed by a celestial announcement, a cosmic promise. In the 6th month, under the watchful gaze of a cerulean sky, the angel Gabriel descended, his wings trailing stardust and his voice a celestial choir. The messenger from heaven 1. And it came to pass in the 6th month, as the olive groves whispered secrets to the wind and the sun kissed the Judean hills with golden light, that an angel of the Lord named Gabriel descended upon Nazareth, a small town nestled in the heart of Galilee. 2. His wings, shimmering like woven stardust, cast angelic shadows upon the dusty streets, and his voice, a celestial choir echoing through cobbled lanes, startled sparrows into flight. He sought a young woman named Mary, betrothed to Joseph, a carpenter whose hands were calloused by labor and love. 3. Mary, her heart a fluttering dove caged in surprise, stood beside a well, drawing water, the scent of lilies clinging to her hair. She was filled with grace, as Rabbi Isaac Nathan wrote, a lily among thorns, a rose blossoming in the desert, Midrash Esther Rabbah 3.9. 4. Greetings, favored one. Gabriel's voice boomed, a celestial herald announcing the dawn of a new era. Mary, her eyes wide with bewilderment, pondered this enigmatic greeting, her betrothed's name unspoken yet hanging heavy in the air. 5. But Gabriel, with his eyes like windows to eternity, revealed the tapestry of her destiny. Fear not, Mary, for you have found favor with God, he declared, Luke 1:30. And behold, you will conceive and bear a son, and his name shall be called Jesus. 6. His words, etched in starlight and whispered by prophets of old, painted a future both wondrous and terrifying. Mary, a young woman of quietude, now stood on the precipice of a divine mission. The news of a supernova in the galaxy of her existence brought a wave of perplexity. "How can this be?" she echoed, her voice a trembling prayer. Luke 1:34. 7 Gabriel, the celestial messenger, assured her. "The Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you," he proclaimed, Luke 1:35. "Therefore, the child to be born will be called Holy, the Son of God." 8 Her fiat, whispered in a sun-drenched room, reverberated through history like a celestial tremor. It was a surrender, a whispered echo of Hannah's prayer, 1 Samuel 1:11, a tapestry woven with threads of faith and trust. 9 And in Nazareth, where olive groves whispered secrets to the wind and the sun kissed the Judean hills with golden light, a promise bloomed within Mary, like a lily in the desert or a rose among thorns. Her story, etched in scripture and sung in hymns, became a beacon of hope, a testament to the divine hand at work in the seemingly ordinary. 10 As the news spread, carrying on the wings of sparrows and whispers of women, it reached Anna and Joachim, Mary's parents. Their hearts, seasoned with wisdom and bathed in the light of ancient prophecies, understood the weight of what had transpired. 11 Together, they sought solace in the ancient scriptures, the words of Isaiah whispering of a virgin who would conceive and bear a son, a child whose name would be Emmanuel, God with us. Isaiah 7:14, 12. "Blessed are you among women," Anna echoed, her voice seasoned with love and reverence, a mirror of Elizabeth's words, Luke 1:42. "And blessed is the fruit of your womb," she proclaimed, her eyes filled with the glint of a future untold. 13 Joachim, his hands etched with years of labor, offered blessings and guidance. "Fear not, my daughter," he whispered, his voice a balm to her anxieties. "For the Lord is with you, and he will guide your steps in this holy path." 14 In the quiet embrace of Nazareth, under the watchful gaze of a cerulean sky, Mary embraced her destiny. The fear that had shadowed her heart dissolved, replaced by a burgeoning faith as radiant as the dawn breaking over the Judean hills. 16 And as she walked the dusty streets, the whispers of angels and the scent of lilies now clung to her every step. For within her, a promise bloomed, a child of light destined to change the world, a story that would forever be etched in the tapestry of time. 17 Mary, her hands trembling with newfound purpose, sought solace in the familiar embrace of her betrothed, Joseph. His eyes, etched with love and concern, mirrored her own bewilderment. Yet, as she whispered the angel's words, a spark of understanding kindled within him. The carpenter's turmoil. 18. Sunlight streamed through the open slats of Joseph's workshop, casting long, warm fingers across the polished wood of his benches. The air hummed with the rhythmic tap of his hammer against the chisel, a familiar symphony that usually soothed his soul. But today, the melody was discordant, a reflection of the storm raging within him. 19 News of Mary's pregnancy had ripped through Nazareth like a desert wind, swirling whispers and accusations in its wake. Each barbed word felt like a blow to Joseph's heart, a searing doubt that threatened to consume his love for Mary. His mind, once a haven of peace, was now a battlefield where love clashed with societal scorn and faith wrestled with skepticism. 20 He ran a hand through his sun-kissed hair, the weight of his betrothal ring heavy on his finger. Could he, a simple carpenter, be the protector of a child conceived through divine intervention? Could he face the scornful eyes of his community and the whispers that would brand him and Mary outcasts? Divine Revelation 21. As dusk draped its velvet cloak over the village, Joseph sought refuge in sleep. Became a battlefield where skepticism warred with faith. Doubts, sharp as desert thorns, pricked his heart. How could a maiden conceive by the hand of God? Is this some sorcerous illusion, a cruel trickster's play? 22 An angel, radiant as 1,000 suns, stood before him, its wings shimmering like pearl dust in the moonlight. In its hand, it held a lily, its pure white petals glowing with an inner luminescence. The angel's voice, a melody woven from starlight, washed over Joseph, filling the void within him with an inexplicable peace. 23 Fear not, Joseph, the angel spoke, its words echoing through the dreamscape. For the child Mary carries is not of earthly origin but a vessel chosen by God. He is the Messiah, the promised one, and you, Joseph, have been chosen to be his earthly protector. 24 The revelation struck Joseph like a bolt of lightning, illuminating the truth that had been shrouded in doubt. His heart, once a clenched fist, unfurled, and a seed of faith, fragile yet tenacious, began to sprout within him. The carpenter's resolve. 25 Dawn crept through the window, painting the workshop with the soft hues of a newborn day. Joseph awoke, the remnants of the dream clinging to him like cobwebs. His mind, once a battlefield, was now a canvas on which the angel's words had painted a new reality. 26 He rose, his steps heavy yet determined. The whispers and doubts still lingered, but they were now mere echoes compared to the thunderous roar of his newfound resolve. He would be Mary's shield, her protector, and the earthly father to the Son of God. The brush strokes of faith. 27 As news of the Annunciation spread, carried on the wings of sparrows and whispers of women, it reached the ears of artists and poets, who sought to capture the essence of this momentous event on canvas and parchment. Da Vinci, his brush dipped in the colors of heaven, painted Mary's serene beauty, her eyes reflecting the celestial light that had touched her life. 28 Ghirlandaio, his brush strokes imbued with the golden hues of dawn, depicted the scene of Gabriel's arrival, the angel's wings unfurling like a celestial tapestry against the backdrop of Nazareth's humble houses. 29 And Fra Angelico, his palette infused with the radiant glow of faith, illuminated Mary's figure with celestial gold, transforming the scene into a heavenly court where the whispers of angels and the scent of lilies mingled with the echoes of divine pronouncements. 30 These artistic interpretations, like stained glass windows catching the sun, became portals to a world of faith and wonder, reminding generations to come of the miraculous event that unfolded in a simple town called Nazareth, a promise that bloomed within a young woman named Mary, a promise that forever changed the course of history. Chapter 3, Joseph's Role, Matthew 1:18-25, The Divine Gardener Assurance. The sun dipped below the Judean hills, casting long shadows across Nazareth. Joseph, a carpenter known for his calloused hands and gentle heart, trudged home, his mind a tempest. News of Mary's pregnancy, a blossom blooming before its season, had ripped through his world like a desert wind. Embarking on destiny's journey 1. Waking, the echoes of the dream lingered, a celestial balm soothing the wounds of his uncertainty. He rose, his steps no longer burdened by doubt but fortified by newfound resolve. In that moment, Joseph, the carpenter, became Joseph, the protector of the Christ child. 2. With a heart overflowing with faith and love, Joseph sought Mary. In her eyes, he saw not shame but the reflection of divine grace. He took her hand. Fear not, Mary, Joseph echoed, his voice a steady anchor in the storm of her emotions. For I know the ways of the Lord, and his hand has touched you in a wondrous manner. He placed a calloused hand on her cheek, his touch a silent promise of unwavering support. 3. Together, they faced the whispers and judgmental stares of their village. Yet, their bond, forged in the crucible of doubt and divine revelation, held firm. For they knew, in the core of their beings, that their journey, though arduous, was paved with the sacred promise of a future bathed in the light of the Messiah. For they sought guidance from the elders of Nazareth, their faces edged with the wisdom of generations. Rabbi Simeon, his beard a flowing stream of silver, pronounced Mary blessed among women, Luke 2:28, his voice echoing the words of Anna. 5. He spoke of ancient prophecies, of a virgin who would conceive and bear a son, a light to the nations, a salvation for Israel. His words, imbued with the dust of scrolls and the scent of incense, painted a picture of the future, a future woven with hope and divine purpose. 6. In the quiet hours of the night, Mary sought solace in prayer. Under the canopy of stars, her voice, a melody carried on the wind, mingled with the chirping of crickets and the rustling of olive leaves. She poured out her fears and doubts, her heart a fragile vessel filled with the weight of her destiny. 7 And behold, she whispered, echoing the words of Gabriel, the handmaid of the Lord, let it be to me according to your word. Luke 1:38. Her voice, no longer trembling, resonated with unwavering faith, a flame flickering in the darkness, a testament to her surrender. 8 As dawn painted the Judean hills with streaks of rose and gold, a sense of peace descended upon Mary. The uncertainty that had shrouded her heart was replaced by quiet confidence, knowing that she was not alone. The whispers of angels and the scent of lilies had become her constant companions, a reminder of the divine hand guiding her steps. 9 And so, in the sun-drenched embrace of Nazareth, a simple town nestled amidst rolling hills, a promise bloomed within Mary. It was a promise etched in starlight and whispered by prophets, a promise that would change the world, a promise carried within her womb, a promise that would forever be known as Jesus. A tapestry woven from faith and wonder. 10. And as the months passed and the child within Mary grew, Nazareth became a place of pilgrimage, a town where pilgrims came to seek solace and hope, to bask in the glow of the promise that had bloomed within its walls, a promise that resonated with the whispers of angels and the scent of lilies, a promise that echoed through the ages, fear not, Mary, for you have found favor with God. Historical and theological context. 11. Understanding the context of Roman Judea sheds light on the gravity of Joseph's decision. Betrothal held the weight of marriage, and an unmarried pregnancy carried a heavy stigma. His choice to defy societal norms and embrace his divinely ordained role speaks volumes about his character and his unwavering trust in God's plan. Catholic traditions and devotional practices. 12. Within the Roman Catholic tradition, Joseph holds a special place in the hearts of believers. He is seen as a model of faith, obedience, and fatherhood, a silent guardian who played a crucial role in the life of Jesus. This veneration is reflected in various devotional practices, such as Saint Joseph's Day, celebrated on March 19. This feast day honors Joseph as the patron saint of fathers, workers, and travelers. The Litany of Saint Joseph, a prayer that invokes Joseph's intercession for various needs, including protection, guidance, and a happy death. The 7 Sorrows and 7 Joys of Saint Joseph, devotional practices that contemplate the challenges and blessings Joseph faced throughout his life. The Brush Strokes of Faith. 13. Artists have long been drawn to the Nativity story, and Joseph often occupies a prominent place in their renditions. Renaissance masters like Michelangelo and Raphael portrayed him as a strong, supportive figure, while Baroque artists like Caravaggio focused on his tenderness and vulnerability. Michelangelo's Doni Tonda, this painting depicts the Holy Family, with Joseph holding the baby Jesus while Mary gazes at him adoringly. Caravaggio's Rest on the Flight to Egypt, this work captures a moment of quiet intimacy between Joseph and Mary as they rest during their journey. Symbols and Celestial Wonders. 14. Symbolism plays a significant role in Catholic art and devotion. In depictions of Joseph, common symbols include the carpenter's tools, representing his profession and his role as a provider and protector. The lily signifies his purity and chastity. The staff is a symbol of his authority and leadership. 15. Celestial wonders also hold a special place in the Nativity story. The Star of Bethlehem, often depicted as a radiant star guiding the Magi to Jesus, is seen as a sign of God's presence and guidance. The alignment of the constellations Aries and Pisces, associated with spring and new beginnings, adds another layer of meaning to the birth of Jesus. Joseph's enduring legacy. 16. Joseph's story, as seen through the lens of Roman Catholic tradition, is a tapestry woven with faith, love, and devotion. He is not just a biblical figure but a role model whose life offers lessons for all believers. His journey from skepticism to fatherhood reminds us that even in the face of doubt, God's grace can guide us towards our true calling. 17. By understanding the historical and theological context, exploring artistic interpretations, and appreciating the symbolism surrounding Joseph, we gain a deeper appreciation for his role in the Nativity story and the lessons it holds for us all. Let us remember Joseph not just as a silent figure in the background, but as a man who was guided by faith. Chapter 4, A Census Journey, Luke 2:1-7. The star in the east, a stable in the west. 1. And it came to pass in those days that a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph, a righteous man of the house of David, arose with Mary, his espoused wife, who was great with children, and they journeyed from Nazareth in Galilee to Bethlehem in Judea, the city of their fathers, to be enrolled in the census. Luke 2:1-2. The road was long and weary, a serpent of dust snaking through sun-baked hills. The Roman soldiers, their faces grim and helmeted, watched with cold eyes as families trudged by, their backs bent under the weight of hardship and taxes. Mary, her womb heavy with the promise of life, walked with quiet dignity, her eyes reflecting the azure sky, even as sweat beaded on her brow. Luke 2:4-5-3. And they journeyed for many days, the sun beating down upon them like a fiery furnace and the dust of the road clinging to their garments like a shroud. The land was heavy with the burden of Roman occupation, and the faces they met along the way were etched with the lines of hardship. Verse inspired by Rabbi Isaac Nathan. For Joseph, his carpenter's hands calloused and strong, walked beside her, a pillar of support against the winds of uncertainty. His heart, though burdened with worry, whispered silent prayers to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, beseeching for shelter and safe passage. The night was approaching, and the sun, a fiery orb sinking into the Judean hills, cast long shadows of doubt upon their path. 5. They passed through Roman checkpoints, where soldiers with glinting armor and steely eyes scrutinized their travel documents with suspicion. They shared meager meals with fellow travelers, their stories whispered in the twilight, tales of hardship and resilience woven into the fabric of their shared journey. Versely inspired by historical and cultural details. 6 villages passed by, their doors and stables shut tight against the influx of weary travelers. Bethlehem, once a glimmer on the horizon, now loomed closer, yet seemed to recede with each faltering step. Despair, a serpent with cold scales, threatened to coil around their hearts. Yet Mary, her voice a soft melody in the twilight, spoke words of faith that echoed through the dusty air. 7. Fear not, Joseph, she said, her hand resting on his arm, for the Lord is our shepherd, which we shall not want. In the shadow of his wings, we shall find rest. And her words, imbued with the celestial light of hope, banished the serpent of despair, replacing it with a flicker of unwavering faith. 8. As the stars began to prick the velvet darkness, casting a celestial net over the land, a glimmer in the east caught their eye. A star, unlike any they had seen before, blazed with an intensity that rivaled the moon. It danced in the sky, a beacon of hope leading them towards an unknown destination. Roman historian Josephus Flavius * mentions a celestial phenomenon around the time of Jesus' birth. A star exceeding in brightness appeared over the city of Jerusalem, and for a year it stood over the temple and blazed like a sunday. While this description doesn't specify Bethlehem, it adds another layer of celestial wonder to the historical context. 9. With renewed strength, they pressed on, following the celestial guide. And as they neared the outskirts of Bethlehem, a sight unfolded before them that made their hearts leap in their chests. A humble stable, its door ajar, emanated a warm glow, like a firefly in the night. 10. Hesitantly, Joseph and Mary approached, drawn by the unseen light. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of hay and manure, yet bathed in a golden radiance that seemed to emanate from within. And in the center, nestled in a manger, lay a newborn lamb, bleating a melody of pure joy. 11. The beasts, sensing the sacredness of the moment, lowered their heads in reverence. Gentle moos and soft whinnies replaced the clamor of the road. The night air, once heavy with despair, shimmered with a newfound peace. 10-12. In that moment, amidst the humble surroundings, a profound sense of peace washed over them. The star, the great conjunction of 7 BCE*, when the planets Jupiter and Saturn, celestial representatives of kingship and divinity, embarked on a rare dance in the constellation Pisces, associated with compassion and a new age, was interpreted by many as a sign of a divinely ordained king, heralding the birth of Jesus. The stable, the lamb, all pieces of a divine puzzle, a tapestry woven by the hand of God. And as they kneeled beside the manger, their hearts overflowing with gratitude, they knew that this was no ordinary night. This was the night the world would be changed forever. 13. And so, in the quiet of the stable, under the watchful gaze of the celestial star, Joseph and Mary awaited the miracle to come. The journey, fraught with hardship and uncertainty, had led them to this place, a sanctuary carved from humility, where the divine would meet the human and the greatest story ever told would begin. 14. And it is said, dear reader, that on that night, Joseph had a dream. A dream of angels, their wings shimmering like the Milky Way, their voices like the music of the spheres. And they spoke to him, saying, Fear not, Joseph, for the child that Mary shall bear is holy, the Son of the Most High. He shall save his people from their sins. 15. And Mary, too, had a vision. A vision of a radiant child, his eyes like pools of celestial light, his touch a balm of healing. And she knew, in the depths of her being, that she had been chosen for a purpose beyond human comprehension. 16. These are the whispers of the night, the celestial threads woven into the tapestry of this holy birth. For in the humblest of places, amidst the bleating of lambs and the soft rustle of straw, the divine mystery unfolds, a testament to the power of faith and the promise of hope that shines even in the darkest of nights. Chapter 5, The Son of Light Bloom, Luke 2:8-20, The heavens proclaim and shepherds adore. The heavens proclaim. 1. And it came to pass in the days of Herod the king that a great light shone above Bethlehem, brighter than any star seen before. It danced among the constellations, a celestial herald proclaiming, The Son of Light is born. Rabbi Isaac Nathan, Tapestry of Testimonies, 2. In the velvet tapestry of the Judean night, a single star blazed with an intensity that rivaled the moon. Shepherds huddled closer, their breath misting in the chilly air, as they gazed at the celestial wonder. For generations, their ancestors had spoken of a prophecy, a light bringer who would herald a new age. And tonight, that light burned brilliantly above Bethlehem. 3. One of them, an old shepherd named Zadok, felt a tremor of certainty in his bones. This was no ordinary star. This was the beacon they had waited for, the harbinger of the Messiah. He nudged his companions, his voice hoarse with awe. The time has come, brothers. The Son of Light is born. 4. And they heard the chorus of angels announcing the good tidings to lowly shepherds in praise, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. Luke 2:14, the kinsman of the Lord, paints a scene of angels and midwives attending to Mary in a cave at her birthing hour, bathed in a light unseen by mortal eyes, Proto-Evangelium of James. 5. In the quiet fields, Zadok and his fellow shepherds, guided by the unwavering star, set off on a journey that would forever etch itself in their hearts. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, the angels echoed, their voices resonating through the cosmos, a symphony sung by unseen choirs. Isaiah 9:6, the miraculous cradle. 6. Following the luminous path, they arrived at a humble stable. Inside, bathed in the soft glow emanating from a newborn baby, was Mary, her face radiant with a love that defied words. In the manger, nestled amidst hay, lay the child, his eyes sparkling with an otherworldly wisdom. 7. Zadok fell to his knees, tears blurring his vision. He had heard tales of angels and miracles, but never had he witnessed such a sight. This was no ordinary child, this was the one they had waited for, the promised king, the Son of Light. And in that moment, under the watchful gaze of the celestial herald, Zadok knew that he had witnessed the dawning of a new era. Cultures celebrate the light. 8. And from distant lands, whispers of the newborn king reached eager ears. In Armenia, choirs chant ancient hymns, their voices echoing the whispers of angels. The sun paints the snow-capped mountains with a celestial glow, while in Ethiopia, shepherds reenact the journey to Bethlehem, their torches illuminating the night, drums beat a joyful rhythm, and children dance around bonfires, celebrating the birth of the Savior. 9. In the vibrant tapestry of Latin American traditions, elaborate nacimientos depictions of the Holy Family alongside local animals and figures, like the three kings bearing gifts on llamas. In the starlit folklore of Eastern Europe, folklore weaves tales of cosmic happenings coinciding with Jesus' birth, stars dancing in the heavens, animals speaking in hushed reverence. In Asia, artistic renditions depict Jesus in traditional garb, surrounded by familiar symbols like dragons and phoenixes, a testament to the story's power to transcend cultural boundaries. 10. Even in the ancient texts of the East, whispers of the miraculous birth echoed. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, revered Jesus as a prophet and Messiah, though it differed in its telling of his origins. And in the Hindu epic, the Bhagavad Gita, the concept of divine avatars resonated with the idea of Jesus as the Son of God. A city steeped in history. 11. Bethlehem, the cradle of the Son of Light, bore the weight of history on its weathered shoulders. Archaeological whispers spoke of a town bustling with life in the 1st century AD, its houses, workshops, and agricultural structures testament to the resilience of its people. 12. We walked the dusty streets of Bethlehem past the Church of the Nativity, the site believed to be the birthplace of Jesus, a beacon of faith built upon the site of the miracle. We touched the worn stones of the shepherd's field, where the heavens opened and angels sang to the enduring faith that blossomed in this humble cradle. Vibrant testaments to early Christian belief depict scenes from the Nativity story, each brush stroke a prayer etched in stone. 13. Under the church, a grotto held the revered cave of the Nativity. Though its historical accuracy remained debated, it served as a potent symbol, a tangible connection to the hallowed ground where the Son of Light first drew breath. Roman Catholic devotions. 14. In the hushed stillness of a novena, we light candles, each flickering a prayer whispered to the newborn King. We sing carols, ancient melodies carrying the joy of the season across generations. 15. And within the folds of the Catholic faith, the tapestry of devotion unfolds. Novenas whispered in candlelit corners, carols echoing in the stillness of churches, and nativity scenes recreating the holy night, each a brush stroke on the canvas of faith. Brush strokes of the Divine 16 of Giotto's frescoes, bathed in celestial blue, capture the awe on Mary's face, the tenderness in Joseph's eyes, and the luminous glow of the Christ child. Caravaggio's shadows, heavy with drama, spotlight the vulnerability of the newborn and the unwavering faith of the shepherds. 17. Rabbi Isaac Nathan, verse 12, Rembrandt, with his brush dipped in golden light, paints a scene of quiet intimacy, Mary cradling her son, their bond a radiant beacon in the darkness. Each artist, through their own lens, reveals the multifaceted wonder of the Nativity. 18. And so, the story of the Son of Light, born in a humble stable under a celestial canopy, continues to resonate through the ages. A cosmic cradle, a chorus of angels, and a whisper of hope echo in the hearts of all who seek the light. Faith forged in fire. 19. The Qumran caves, nestled near the Dead Sea, held scrolls and artifacts that illuminated the Jewish world at the time of Jesus. These ancient texts, like the community rule, spoke of a Messiah, a liberator who would usher in a new era of righteousness and justice. They described expectations of a warrior king, descended from David, who would reclaim the throne and restore the glory of Israel. 20. The shepherds, steeped in these traditions, saw in the newborn a fulfillment of those prophecies. His humble birth in a stable might seem incongruous with the image of a conquering king, but they understood the power of divine humility. This child, cradled in hay, was not just a king but a savior, one who would conquer not with earthly might but with love and compassion. 21. News of the Messiah's birth spread like wildfire through Judea, igniting a spark of hope in the hearts of those oppressed by Roman rule. Zealots, fervent nationalists yearning for freedom, saw in Jesus a potential figurehead for their rebellion. But the shepherds, guided by a deeper understanding of Jesus' message, knew that his kingdom was not of this world. Chapter 6, The Star, the Smoke, and the Bomb, Luke 2:8-20, Sands of Time and Whispers of Prophecy 1. And it came to pass in the days of Herod the king that wise men from the east, guided by a star of surpassing brilliance, arrived in Bethlehem of Judea, seeking the newborn king. Matthew 2:1, Velvet cloak of night. And in the hearts of 3 wise men, slumbering amidst the sands of distant lands, it stirred a slumbering knowledge, a whisper of prophecy long foretold. Gaspar, the stargazer, 2 in Persia, where the tapestry of the sky unfolds with constellations of ancient lore, Gaspar, his beard flecked with desert dust, traced the celestial tier with the keen eye of a falcon. He saw in its burning path the alignment of planets, the echo of Babylonian oracles and Zoroastrian scriptures, of a savior born under the sign of the Ram, a harbinger of a new age. His heart, alight with the fire of discovery, urged him to follow where the heavens led. 3 in his heart, Gaspar bore the wisdom of the heavens, the secrets whispered by constellations like Aries the ram and Taurus the bull. The star, a cosmic scroll unfurled, spoke of a new era dawning, a savior's light piercing the darkness. With a heart ablaze and a camel laden with frankincense and the fragrant tears of a mystical tree, Gaspar embarked on a journey, his soul a compass guided by the celestial beacon. Melchior, the interpreter of dreams, 4 and Melchior, priest of Mitra of the desert sun, awoke to the scent of frankincense, its tendrils of smoke weaving dreams in the still air of Arabia. He saw in the fragrant wisps the promise of purity, the balm for wounded souls, the incense that ascended to the heavens, and a prayer whispered in the wind. In his dreams, he saw a child crowned in starlight, a lamb anointed, and a shepherd leading his flock to pastures of peace. 5 Melchior, his robes the color of sun-baked earth, felt the weight of ancient scrolls upon his tongue. He saw in the fragrant smoke the echoes of prophecies, the whispers of seers and oracles, and the threads of destiny woven by unseen hands. His spirit, a vessel for divine messages, yearned to unravel the tapestry of heaven's intent. Balthazar, the alchemist of life, 6 and Balthazar, healer of the sun-scorched plains of Ethiopia, woke to the scent of myrrh, its bitter balm, a whisper of mortality, a promise of sacrifice. He saw in the resinous tears the oil of anointing, the balm of healing wounds, and the bitter cup of life's journey. In his dreams, he saw a crown of thorns, a blood-stained cross, and a king who would walk the path of suffering to redeem his people. 7 Balthazar, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of ancient rivers, felt the pulse of the earth beneath his calloused hands. He saw in the myrrh the secrets of life and death, the cycle of renewal, and the offering poured upon the altar of existence. His spirit, attuned to the mystical whispers of nature, yearned to understand the grand design, the tapestry woven with threads of joy and sorrow, life and sacrifice. The Convergence 8. Across the sands of time, guided by the whispers of prophecy and the blazing beacon of the star, the 3 wise men converged. Their paths, as diverse as the lands they hailed from, united under the celestial tapestry of night. Each bearing a gift, a symbol of their faith and understanding, they rode towards a destiny written in the stars. 9 The whispers of the heavens grew louder, and the stars' light intensified as they neared Judea. The shadow of Herod, the Roman king, loomed large, like a storm brewing on the horizon. Yet, the wise men pressed on, their faith a shield against fear, their hearts set on the divine light that beckoned them forward. 10 And so, guided by the star that danced before them, the wise men, guided by the celestial beacon, arrive with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Their journey is a testament to the pull of the newborn king. They found the newborn king, not in a palace of gold but in a stable, cradled in a manger, his divine light radiating through the straw and hay. 11 Inside lay the source of their quest, the newborn king whose birth had set the heavens ablaze. Their journey, long and perilous, culminated in this moment, a tapestry woven with starlight, smoke, and balm, a testament to the enduring power of faith and the universal language of hope. Chapter 7, The Star, the Smoke, and the Balm, Luke 2:8-20, where earth touches heaven in the king's cradle. The 3 wise men, a tapestry woven in starlight, inspired by the infancy gospel of Thomas and Rabbi Isaac Nathan. 1. Melchior, his eyes filled with tears of awe, stepped forward, his hands cradling a chest of burnished gold, a symbol of the newborn king's earthly dominion. Gaspar, his breath catching in his throat, offered a chalice brimming with frankincense, its fragrant smoke a prayer rising to the heavens, a tribute to the king's divine essence. Balthazar, his heart heavy with the weight of prophecy, presented a vial of myrrh, its bittersweet scent a testament to the king's human journey, a path of sacrifice and redemption. 2. And as they kneeled before the manger, where Mary cradled the newborn baby, the stable was filled with a golden light radiating from the child's face. The star above pulsed with an intensity that seemed to shake the very heavens, and a voice, soft yet powerful, echoed in their hearts, "I am the light of the world, born to banish darkness and mend the torn veil between heaven and earth." 3. The three wise men, their faces edged with wonder and gratitude, bowed their heads in reverence. Their journey, fraught with danger and uncertainty, had led them to this moment, to witness the birth of a king who promised a new dawn. This tale, woven from the threads of history, faith, and the celestial tapestry, is a testament to the enduring power of human yearning and for. Finally, Balthazar knelt, bearing a gift both bitter and sweet, myrrh, the earth's balm, which lay like a prophetic shadow. Its bitter scent, a whisper of mortality, foretold the sacrifice to come, the blood spilled for the redemption of mankind. It was a gift not of fear but of profound awe, a recognition of the mystery that unfolded in this humble stable, where starlight brushed against straw and a king lay slumbering in a manger. 5. But the infancy Gospel of Thomas tells us, this baby king did not wait. As the wise men laid their gifts, his tiny lips, untouched by earthly air, blossomed into words. "I am the light," he said, his voice a chorus of stars, born to banish darkness and mend the torn veil between heaven and earth. 6. The stable, once a haven of straw and shadows, shimmered with celestial dust. The shepherds, huddled outside, saw the roof ablaze with starlight, an echo of the angel's song that had drawn them in the first place. Bethlehem, nestled in the crook of the Judean hills, became a constellation itself, pulsing with the birth of a legend. 7. Thus, the gifts were not just tokens of respect but threads woven into the tapestry of this momentous event. Gold, a whisper of sun-kissed kingship; frankincense, a prayer of celestial smoke; and myrrh, a bittersweet ode to the human journey. All bound together by the starlight that led them there, they painted a story etched in time, where heaven met earth, and a king whispered his first words in the humble embrace of straw. 8. And as they left the stable, their hearts overflowing with the joy of revelation, they knew their lives would forever be changed. They carried not just the memory of the celestial light but a flicker of that light within themselves, a beacon to guide them on their journey home, forever transformed by the gift of faith and the wonder of a king born under a star. Chapter 8, A Flight to Egypt, Matthew 2:13-18, and the massacre of innocents. The night sky blazed with an unnatural light, casting long, dancing shadows across the rolling hills of Judea. It was a light that filled hearts with both awe and dread, for it heralded the birth of a king and, with him, the potential for great upheaval. The angel's cry and the king's shadow one. And it came to pass in the days of Herod the Great, when the star of Bethlehem blazed in the heavens, that a shadow of dread fell upon Judea. The whispers of a newborn king, a child of prophecy, reached the tetrarch's ears, twisting his heart with envy and fear. 2. And so he issued a decree: all male infants in Bethlehem, 2 years old and under, were to be put to death. The air thickened with fear, and the silence was broken only by the wailing of mothers and the glint of cold steel. 3. Lo, in the quiet town of Nazareth, Joseph, a carpenter of righteous heart, received a visitation from the angel Gabriel. His wings, like moonlight on water, shimmered in the pre-dawn darkness. "Flee to Egypt," the angel's voice echoed, a stark warning against the coming storm. "For Herod seeks the child, and his wrath shall be swift and merciless." For thus, with hearts heavy as laden camels, Joseph and Mary, his betrothed, cradled their newborn son, Jesus, in swaddling cloths of purest linen. Under the cloak of night, they embarked on a perilous journey, leaving behind their home and the whispers of lullabies now drowned in the cries of mourning mothers. 5. Their path was fraught with danger. Roman soldiers patrolled the roads, their eyes narrowed with suspicion. The wilderness teemed with wild beasts and lurking bandits. Yet, guided by the star that blazed in the heavens, they pressed on, their hearts heavy with fear but their resolve unwavering. The Escape of the Wise Men, A Race Against Darkness 6. Melchior, his aged eyes glinting with fear and defiance, secured the final strap on the camels. The air crackled with the news of Herod's murderous decree, the whispers slithering through Bethlehem like venomous snakes. The Magi had barely stumbled upon the newborn king when their celestial guide, the brilliant star, flickered ominously and then vanished. It was a grim omen, a harbinger of the storm to come. 7 With heavy hearts, they mounted their loyal beasts, their minds a whirlwind of conflicting emotions. They had come bearing gifts, seeking a king, but found themselves caught in the maelstrom of a tyrant's paranoia. Melchior, the eldest, raised his hand, his voice a gruff rasp in the pre-dawn stillness. "We must go," he declared, his gaze sweeping over the worried faces of his companions. "These walls hold whispers of death, and we cannot linger." 8 Gasper, his normally jovial features edged with worry, nodded grimly. Balthazar, the silent observer, tightened his grip on his ornate staff, its head edged with a protective talisman. They rode out of Bethlehem under the veil of a nascent dawn, their silhouettes fading into the Judean hills like fleeting wisps of smoke. The weight of their knowledge and the chilling echo of Herod's murderous intent spurred them on, urging them to flee the clutches of a king consumed by darkness. Through the valley of Tares 9. Their path wound through the Judean hills, a landscape edged with the scars of Herod's decree. The air, thick with the scent of blood and fear, resonated with the keenings of mothers whose babies had been snatched from their arms. Along the way, they encountered the remnants of the massacre of innocents' broken toys, blood-stained cradles, and the chilling silence of shattered homes. 10 Joseph's heart and a carpenter's calloused hand ached with a father's grief. Mary, her eyes reflecting the celestial light of her son, clung to the promise whispered by the angel, her faith a flickering flame in the gathering darkness. In their wake, the shadows of Herod's soldiers lengthened, their pursuit a relentless echo of their flight. The sanctuary for the innocent 11. Meanwhile, in the quiet folds of the hills, the shepherds huddled, their faces grim under the flickering light of oil lamps. The news of the massacre had reached them like a fist clenching around their hearts. Fear not at their resolve, but the memory of the angel's song, the celestial beacon that had guided them to the manger, ignited a spark of defiance. 12 They knew the hidden pathways and the secret caves that snaked through the hills like veins. Gathering their families and the terrified villagers, they transformed into protectors, shepherding them not towards flocks but towards safety. The air thrummed with hushed prayers, the scrape of sandals against rock, and the whimpers of frightened children clinging to their mothers' cloaks. 13 The darkness of the caves, once a haven for slumbering sheep, became a sanctuary for the hunted. Women cradled their infants, whispering lullabies that defied the terror outside. The shepherds, their weathered faces edged with a newfound resolve, stood guard at the cave mouths, their eyes scanning the horizon for any flicker of approaching soldiers. 14 The air itself seemed to hold its breath, the chirping of crickets and the rustling of leaves were replaced by a heavy silence. The fate of Bethlehem's infants hung in the balance, their tiny lives flickering like flames in the wind. But amidst the fear, a fragile hope flickered. The shepherds, guided by the memory of celestial light, had become unlikely heroes, protectors of innocence in the face of a king's murderous rage. The Palm's benediction and the well of milk 15. One night, as they huddled in a cave, seeking refuge from a sandstorm, a band of robbers stumbled upon them. Their faces, hardened by a life of crime, contorted into ugly snarls. But as their eyes fell upon the luminous babe in Mary's arms, a strange stillness fell over them. The light that emanated from Jesus softened their hearts, filling them with an unfamiliar awe. They fell to their knees, begging for forgiveness, their weapons clattering to the ground. 16 The word of the miraculous child spread like wildfire. As the sun scorched the desert sands, thirst gnawed at their parched throats. Mary, her lips cracked and dry, cradled Jesus close, her gaze pleading towards the heavens. And lo, a miracle unfolded before their eyes. A lone palm tree, its fronds swaying in the desert wind, dipped its laden branches low, offering its sweet bounty like a celestial benediction. 17 But the sustenance did not end there. For as they journeyed deeper into the desert, a well, hidden beneath the shifting sands, sprang forth at their touch. Its waters, pure and white as milk, flowed freely, quenching their thirst and nourishing the Holy Child. In these moments of divine intervention, hope flickered once more, a fragile flame against the encroaching darkness. The dance of shadows and the whispers of the Nile. 18. The nights, vast and star-strewn, were etched with the silent pursuit of Herod's men. Their torches, like malevolent eyes, flickered in the distance, urging the Holy Family forward. One night, as they huddled in a cave, seeking refuge from a sandstorm, shadows danced on the walls, conjuring nightmares of pursuit and capture. 19 But amidst the fear, a whisper stirred the gentle murmur of the Nile River, a promise of sanctuary carried on the desert wind. With renewed hope, they pressed on, guided not only by the celestial light but also by the unseen hand of destiny, drawn towards the fertile embrace of Egypt. In the land of echoes and ancient myths. 20. Finally, after weeks of hardship, they crossed the border into Egypt, a land steeped in the mysteries of ancient gods and forgotten prophecies. Here, amidst the towering pyramids and the whispering sands, the echoes of Osiris, the god of resurrection, seemed to resonate with the fate of the infant Jesus. 21 In the bustling streets of Alexandria, they found refuge in a humble carpenter's workshop, where the scent of sawdust and wood shavings was a familiar comfort. Joseph, his calloused hands taking to the foreign tools, built a new life for his family, a life shaded by palm trees and bathed in the golden light of the Nile. The seeds of hope sown in tares. 22. Though the scars of their journey remained and the memory of the massacre was a constant ache in their hearts, the Holy Family found solace in the quiet rhythm of their new life. Jesus, the child born under a star, grew strong and wise, his laughter echoing through the workshop, a melody of hope amidst the shadows of the past. 23 And so, the flight to Egypt became a testament to the enduring power of faith, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope can bloom in the most unexpected places. It is a story that continues to resonate today, a beacon of light in a world that often seems shrouded in shadows. 24 The story of the flight to Egypt is a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope can prevail. It is a story that teaches us the importance of faith, courage, and compassion. It is a story that inspires us to believe in the impossible and to trust that even the smallest light can make a difference in the world. Chapter 9, The Boy Who Grew Like Wheat. The story of Jesus' early life. Sunlight dappled through the olive trees, painting gold stripes on the dusty road as Joseph led his family back to Nazareth. The terror of Herod's massacre had receded, a bad dream replaced by the familiar scent of home. Mary, swaddling the baby Jesus close, breathed a sigh that mingled with the desert wind. They were home. Back to Nazareth. 1. Years later, when Herod's reign of terror finally ended, the shepherds returned to Bethlehem, their hearts heavy with the memories of those lost but their spirits unbroken. They found a changed town, abuzz with pilgrims drawn to the birthplace of the miracle child. 2. Nazareth, nestled amidst rolling hills, welcomed them with open arms. Relatives embraced her, their whispers laced with awe at the child who had cheated death. Jesus, barely 2 years old, gurgled and reached for the sunbeams dancing through the window, his eyes the color of the summer sky. 3 days turned into weeks, then months. Joseph, a skilled carpenter, resumed his work, the rhythmic tap of his hammer a lullaby for the growing Jesus. Mary, her heart still echoing the fear of Egypt, found solace in watching her son explore the world with wide, curious eyes. For one day, as Joseph toiled under the midday sun, Jesus, barely 3, toddled towards him, his tiny hands outstretched. With a mischievous glint in his eyes, he pointed at a clay bird perched on a nearby branch. Joseph, understanding the unspoken plea, scooped up a lump of clay and molded it into a sparrow, its wings outstretched in flight. 5. As Jesus' fingers brushed the clay, a spark, unseen yet undeniable, pulsed through the air. The sparrow, lifeless in Joseph's hands, fluttered to life, its wings beating against the breeze. A gasp escaped Joseph's lips, a mixture of awe and wonder. Mary, drawn by the commotion, witnessed the miracle, her heart swelling with a love that defied fear. 6. News of the animated bird spread like wildfire through Nazareth. People whispered of the child who defied nature, their eyes filled with a mix of fear and reverence. Yet Jesus remained oblivious, his days filled with laughter and the simple joys of childhood. He ran through fields of wild flowers, his bare feet leaving fleeting prints in the dew-kissed grass. He climbed fig trees, his small hands plucking the sweet fruit, sharing it with Mary and Joseph. 7. One starlit night, as the family sat around a crackling fire, Jesus, now 5, pointed at the constellations, weaving tales of fire-breathing dragons and mischievous fairies that danced amongst the stars. His voice, filled with the innocence of youth, resonated with a wisdom that belied his age. 8. Tears flowed like the Jordan River, each one etching a new wonder into Jesus' soul. He learned to read the Torah, his mind absorbing the ancient wisdom like a parched sponge. He confounded the teachers in the synagogue with his questions, his insights piercing through layers of tradition to reveal the heart of the law. The reunion under a comet's gaze. 9. Decades had painted silver streaks upon the wise men's brows, their beards now woven with threads of time. Yet, the memory of that starlit night in Bethlehem, a beacon etched upon their souls, remained as vibrant as ever. Now, under the velvet cloak of a Jerusalem sky, a celestial spectacle reunited them. 6. A comet, a fiery tear in the fabric of the cosmos, mimicking the star that had once led them to a manager and a miracle. Melchior, the scholar of stars, his gaze ever skyward, spoke first. 10. Brothers, his voice resonated, deep as the well of ancient wisdom, this comet, a celestial bard, sings of times foretold. Its fiery tail, a brush dipped in prophecy, paints across the heavens the echo of Micah's words, but you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you are small among the clans of Judah, out of you will come for me one who will be ruler over Israel, whose origins are from old, from eternity. This, brothers, is the melody it whispers. His eyes, dimmed by age but still bright with the embers of curiosity, turned towards Balthazar. 11. And you, Balthazar, bearer of gold, did not your gift, a symbol of earthly power and temptation, resonate with the prophecy of David? Kings will bring him gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. He paused, his voice dipping into contemplation. Did we, in offering our treasures, nudge the course of history or merely witness its grand unfolding? Balthazar, the kingly one, his eyes reflecting the flickering flames of the city lights, took up the thread of discourse. 12. Melchior, your words paint the canvas of time with the brush of prophecy. But remember, brother, that the journey was not woven solely from celestial threads. We traversed treacherous paths, our steps dogged by doubt and danger. Herod, a viper coiled in the shadows, sought to crush the nascent light we followed. He sighed, the memory weighing heavily on his regal heart. But the star, our unwavering guide, led us through the labyrinth of fear, and in Bethlehem's humble cradle, we found not a king cloaked in earthly glory, but a babe, a whisper of divinity wrapped in swaddling cloths. Gaspar, the youngest, his eyes sparkling with the embers of youthful wonder, leaned forward, his voice eager. 13. And oh, brothers, what a sight it was! The star, a celestial spotlight, bathed the stable in an ethereal glow. The scent of hay and myrrh, a fragrant offering, filled the air. And there, in Mary's arms, lay the promise of a new dawn, a baby swaddled in hope. Myrrh, my gift, a symbol of healing and sacrifice, seemed to find its meaning in that moment, a premonition of the path this child would walk. The three wise men, their voices weaving a tapestry of memory and reflection, continued their conversation, each verse a brushstroke on the canvas of their shared past. They relived the terror of Herod's pursuit, the heartbreak of the massacre of innocents, and the profound impact their journey had on their lives. 14 We were but instruments, Balthazar concluded, his voice laced with a newfound humility, played upon by the strings of destiny. Our journey, a testament to faith, etched upon our souls the wisdom of tolerance, the symphony of understanding that transcends cultural borders. And in the quiet corners of our hearts, a beacon of faith still flickers, fueled by the memory of that starlit night and the promise it held. 15 As the comet's fiery tail faded in the pre-dawn light, the three wise men, their faces etched with the passage of time, stood united. Their journey, a testament to the power of faith and the enduring mystery of the divine, had become their shared legacy, a whispered prayer carried on the wind, echoing through the ages. 16 He healed the sick with a touch, his compassion was a balm to their suffering. He calmed raging storms with a word, his power a whisper against the fury of nature. Yet, amidst these miracles, Jesus remained a boy, his heart filled with the simple joys of childhood. He played with other children, his laughter echoing through the streets of Nazareth. He helped Joseph in his workshop, his small hands learning the art of shaping wood. 17 And then, at the age of 12, came the pilgrimage to Jerusalem. The journey, a tapestry woven with the heat of the desert and the murmur of prayers, culminated in the temple, a monument to faith rising from the heart of the city. 18 Here, amidst the throngs of pilgrims, Jesus, separated from his parents, found himself surrounded by the learned elders. He engaged them in discourse, his words sharp with understanding, and his questions challenging their interpretations of the law. The elders, astonished by his wisdom, listened with rapt attention, their faces etched with a mixture of awe and disbelief. 19 When Mary and Joseph finally found him, their relief was tinged with concern. Jesus, his eyes shining with the afterglow of intellectual sparring, looked at them with a newfound understanding. He had glimpsed the depths of his own being, the weight of his destiny settling upon his young shoulders. 20 As they returned to Nazareth, the setting sun cast long shadows across the road. Jesus, walking hand in hand with his parents, knew that his life would never be the same. He had crossed a threshold, leaving behind the innocence of childhood and stepping into the unknown future that awaited him. He was no longer just a boy, but the Son of God, the Messiah, the hope of the world. Yet, even in the face of this monumental destiny, Jesus, the boy who grew like wheat under the sun of Nazareth, carried within him the simple joys, the unwavering love, and the boundless curiosity that would forever define him. Appendix 1 Unveiling the Celestial Canopy of Words 3 of these are some brief scientific explanations for celestial occurrences mentioned in the book Constellation, a pattern of stars traditionally recognized as a specific figure or object. Include key constellations mentioned in the book, like Virgo and Aries. Planetary alignments. These occur when two or more planets appear close together in the night sky due to their orbital movements. While not physically comets, these icy celestial bodies travel through space, leaving a trail of dust and gas that becomes visible when they approach the Sun. The iconic star of the Nativity could represent a comet like Halley's, known for its periodic appearances, every 75 years. Ancient cultures often associated comets with significant events, adding to the symbolic interpretation. Star of Bethlehem. While the Bible doesn't specify the nature of the star, several possibilities exist. It could be a conjunction of planets, a bright star like Sirius, or even a rare supernova explosion. Astronomers are still exploring possibilities, but regardless of its scientific nature, its symbolic significance remains powerful. Winter solstice. This astronomical event, marking the shortest day and longest night, often held cultural and religious importance. The Nativity coinciding with this time could symbolize the light of Jesus conquering darkness and the start of a new era. Celestial omens. While science provides explanations for most celestial phenomena, ancient cultures often interpreted them as divine omens. Eclipses, meteors, and unusual astronomical events could be seen as signs of change, blessing, or warning. Understanding this context enriches our appreciation of the symbolic interpretations surrounding the Nativity. Planetary alignments or conjunction, when two celestial bodies, e.g., planets, appear close together in the same part of the sky. Conjunctions of Jupiter and Saturn, like one potentially occurring around Jesus' birth, happen once every 20 years and appear particularly bright due to their size and distance. Retrograde motion, the apparent backward movement of a planet in its orbit as seen from Earth. Precession of the equinoxes, the slow wobble of the Earth's axis, causing the constellations to shift their positions over long periods. Supernova, the violent explosion of a massive star, often resulting in a bright and temporary new star in the sky. Appendix 2 unveiling the celestial tails. 2a key constellations and their nativity tails. Aries, the ram, rising in the east around the time of the winter solstice. Aries has long been associated with new beginnings and rebirth. Its association with a sacrificed ram in ancient Greek mythology adds a layer of foreshadowing to Jesus' arrival as the ultimate sacrifice. Ghirlandaio's inclusion of Aries above the stable emphasizes the transformative nature of the Nativity, a new era dawning with the birth of the Messiah. Taurus, the bull, representing strength, abundance, and fertility. Taurus played a significant role in various ancient cultures. In the Nativity narrative, it embodies the bounty the earth offers to the newborn king. Its inclusion in Ghirlandaio's fresco suggests Jesus' destined role as a provider and a source of blessings for humanity. Virgo, the maiden, this constellation, usually depicted as a woman holding a sheaf of wheat, signifies purity, motherhood, and divine grace. Its association with the goddess Isis in ancient Egypt and the Roman deity Astrea, goddess of justice and innocence, makes it a potent symbol of Mary's role as the mother of Jesus. Virgo's prominence in the night sky around the December solstice further strengthens its connection to the Nativity. Leo, the lion, often seen as a symbol of royalty, power, and courage, Leo's presence near the manger could be interpreted as an omen of Jesus' future destiny as a leader and king. Additionally, its association with the sun in ancient astrology adds a layer of solar symbolism, linking Jesus to the source of light and life. The guiding star, Ghirlandaio's comet and the star depicted in countless nativity artworks serve as celestial beacons, symbolizing divine guidance and revelation. These heavenly bodies represent the journey undertaken by the Magi, following the light to find the newborn king. In broader terms, the star embodies the guiding force of faith and the celestial connection to Jesus' arrival. 2b key planetary alignments and their nativity tales. Planetary alignments. Jupiter and Saturn's conjunction in Pisces around 7 to 6 BC has been suggested by some as a potential astronomical marker for Jesus' birth. While interpretations vary, such alignments were often seen as significant omens in ancient astrology. Eclipses and celestial omens. Solar or lunar eclipses occurring near the time of Christ's birth could have been interpreted as signs of cosmic upheaval and change, mirroring the momentous event of the Nativity. Appendix 3 unveiling the Nativity through historical sources. 3a. This appendix delves into the luminous tapestry of primary sources that illuminate the captivating connection between the Nativity and the heavens. Through excerpts, insights, and visual aids, we embark on a celestial journey, exploring how different cultures and traditions have interpreted the stars and omens surrounding Jesus' birth. Celestial guides, whispers from the cosmos. The guiding star, witness the Magi's own words from Matthew 2:2, "We have seen his star in the east, and come and worship him." This excerpt resonates with artistic depictions of the Nativity, solidifying the celestial connection and the star's role as a divine beacon. Ancient Echoes, explore an excerpt from Ptolemy's Tetrabiblos, an influential astrological treatise. Learn how planetary alignments like the potential conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn near Jesus' birth were interpreted as celestial omens heralding momentous events. Unveiling the heavens, gaze upon a reproduction of a medieval star map, highlighting constellations like Virgo, often associated with the Nativity. This visual map strengthens the link between celestial symbolism and artistic interpretations of the event. Heavenly symbols, divine threads in religious texts clothed in starlight, immerse yourself in the symbolic language of Revelation 12:1, "A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars." This evocative passage resonates with artistic renditions of Mary, connecting her to celestial bodies and emphasizing her role as the mother of a divinely ordained figure. Echoes across faiths. Discover an excerpt from the Quran, Surah Maryam 1933, highlighting Mary's significance as a sign for the worlds. Although not explicitly mentioning celestial phenomena, this verse aligns with the Christian interpretation of Mary's unique role in bringing forth a divinely chosen figure. A visionary dance. Witness a celestial spectacle in an excerpt from Hildegard von Bingen's visionary Scivia's Illumination. Planets swirl, rays of light emanate from Jesus, and the absence of a starry sky emphasizes the direct connection between the divine realm and the newborn king. Historical voices, chronicles and celestial whispers. A glimpse into antiquity. Listen to the voice of history through an excerpt from Pliny the Younger's letters. Discover how he documented unusual celestial occurrences around the time of Christ's birth, lending historical context to interpretations linking these phenomena to the Nativity. Medieval chronicles speak. Uncover a window into medieval perspectives through an excerpt from a chronicle. Learn how chroniclers sometimes interpreted celestial events as omens or signs of divine intervention, offering insights into the contemporary understanding of the cosmos and its connection to sacred events. Ancient Eyes on the Heavens. Travel back in time to ancient Mesopotamia through an excerpt from a Babylonian astronomical diary. Explore how meticulous records of celestial movements can provide information on potential alignments or unusual phenomena around Jesus' estimated birth, offering a historical backdrop for astrological interpretations. 3b. Historical and cultural interpretations. While the Christian narrative offers a specific interpretation of the celestial connection to the Nativity, the tapestry of celestial symbolism is woven with threads from diverse cultures and religions throughout history. Exploring how different traditions have interpreted the stars and celestial phenomena sheds light on the multifaceted nature of the Nativity's cosmic significance. Mesopotamian astrology. In the ancient Mesopotamian world, constellations were celestial omens, dictating the fate of kings and empires. The conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, for instance, was seen as a sign of great power and change, mirroring the transformative nature of Christ's birth in the Christian narrative. However, the focus in Mesopotamian astrology was more on earthly consequences and geopolitical shifts, while the Christian interpretation emphasized spiritual transformation and divine revelation. Greek astrology. Building upon Mesopotamian foundations, Greek astrology associated constellations with deities and specific traits. Aries, for example, symbolized the warlike god Ares, while Virgo embodied the nurturing goddess Demeter. While some of these associations align with the Christian interpretation, e.g., Virgo's connection to motherhood, others diverge significantly. Jesus as a warrior figure, as suggested by the Aries symbolism in Greek astrology, differs from the peaceful and redemptive portrayal in the Christian narrative. Chinese astrology. The 12 zodiac animals of Chinese astrology offer a different framework for interpreting celestial bodies and their influence on human affairs. The year of the Ram, coinciding with the estimated time of Jesus' birth, signifies peace, harmony, and perseverance. This resonates with the Christian message of peace and hope brought by the Messiah, but also highlights the distinct cultural interpretations of celestial symbols. Islamic traditions. While Islam does not recognize Jesus as the Son of God, some Islamic scholars acknowledge the significance of celestial omens surrounding his birth. The conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn is interpreted as a sign of a great prophet's arrival, aligning with the Christian perspective on the Nativity's cosmic importance. However, the Islamic emphasis on the oneness of God and the role of prophets as messengers differs from the Christian understanding of Jesus' divinity. Indigenous traditions. Across various indigenous cultures, constellations and celestial movements hold deep cultural and spiritual significance. The winter solstice, around which the Nativity falls, often signifies renewal and the rebirth of the sun. This aligns with the Christian theme of new beginnings and the dawning of a new era with Christ's birth, highlighting the universal human connection to the cosmos. 3C timeline of events. Embark on a journey through time, exploring the cosmos whispers surrounding Jesus' birth. This timeline unveils significant celestial events and their potential connections to the Nativity, inviting you to marvel at the celestial tapestry woven around this momentous event. 5th to 3rd centuries BC, Rise of Babylonian astronomy. Meticulous records of celestial movements form in ancient Mesopotamia, laying the groundwork for astronomical interpretations of future events. 3rd century BC, conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. This potential alignment, occurring roughly every 20 years, resonates with some scholars as a celestial marker for Jesus' birth. Early 1st century BC, Star of Bethlehem, while its nature remains debated, comet, conjunction, supernova, this celestial phenomenon guides the Magi eastwards, becoming a symbolic beacon in the Nativity narrative. 4 BC, lunar eclipse. Ancient records document a lunar eclipse in 4 BC, potentially interpreted as a celestial omen around the time of Jesus' birth. 3 halves BC, triple conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. Some scholars propose this rare configuration as a possible marker for Jesus' birth, further emphasizing the connection between planetary movements and significant events. 1st century AD, early Christian art. Artists incorporate celestial symbolism in their depictions of the Nativity, featuring stars, constellations, and divine light emanating from Jesus. 5th to 6th centuries AD, Byzantine mosaics. Constellations like Virgo and celestial omens become prominent features in Byzantine artistic renditions of the Nativity, solidifying the cosmic connection. 12th to 13th centuries AD, medieval chronicles. Historical accounts sometimes reference celestial phenomena coinciding with significant events like Jesus' birth, offering glimpses into contemporary interpretations of the heavens. 14th to 15th centuries AD, artistic innovations. Master Frank and Gentile de Fabriano incorporate astrological instruments and celestial maps into their depictions of the Nativity, reflecting the growing interest in astronomy during the Renaissance. 16th century AD, Ghirlandaio's Adoration of the Magi. This masterpiece showcases detailed constellations in a guiding star, emphasizing the role of celestial phenomena in the Nativity narrative. 17th to 19th centuries AD, shifting interpretations. While celestial themes remain present in Nativity artwork, interpretations tend to focus more on dramatic lighting and symbolism than specific astronomical references. 20th to 21st centuries AD, modern perspectives. Diverse artistic interpretations emerge, with some artists like Hildegard von Bingen continuing to explore the abstract and symbolic connection between the Nativity and the cosmos. Appendix 4, Unveiling the brush strokes. For an in-depth analysis of Nativity artworks. Ghirlandaio's Adoration of the Magi, 1488 Symbolism. Beyond the positioning of Aries and Taurus, Ghirlandaio meticulously incorporates celestial symbolism. The star above the stable is not just a guiding light but a luminous sphere echoing the cosmic dimensions of Jesus' birth. The comet's tail points directly at the manger, further emphasizing the star's divine purpose. Technique. Ghirlandaio, a master of perspective, uses the receding lines of the architecture to draw the viewer's eye towards the manger, culminating in the radiant baby Jesus. The precise geometric patterns in the architecture and clothing reflect the Renaissance fascination with order and harmony, mirroring the celestial order revealed in the Nativity. Historical context ***. This fresco adorns the walls of a Florentine church, reflecting the Medici family's patronage and their desire to link themselves to the divine through the Nativity narrative. By depicting themselves as the Magi, Ghirlandaio subtly promotes the Medici's role as enlightened patrons and mediators between the earthly and the celestial. Hildegard von Bingen's Civias, 12th century symbolism. Unlike Ghirlandaio's realistic style, Hildegard depicts the heavens with swirling colors and vibrant abstractions. The planets dance in celestial spheres, connected by rays of light emanating from Jesus, symbolizing the interconnectedness of the cosmos and Jesus' central role within it. The absence of a starry sky underscores the otherworldly nature of the vision, emphasizing the direct connection between the divine realm and the newborn king. Technique. Hildegard, a visionary abbess, employs a unique blend of religious symbolism and artistic innovation. The use of vibrant colors and geometric shapes reflects her mystical experiences and her belief in the divine presence embedded in all aspects of creation, including the celestial realm. Historical context ***. Created in a time of religious fervor and reform, Hildegard Sivias challenged societal norms and established her as a powerful voice in the medieval church. Her interpretation of the Nativity through celestial symbolism reflects her belief in the interconnectedness of the spiritual and the material, challenging traditional representations of the event. 4b. Beyond these two examples, consider including analyses of Master Frank's Adoration of the Kings, 1423. This Northern Renaissance masterpiece features the Magi meticulously studying celestial instruments, highlighting the role of astrology in understanding the significance of Jesus' birth. Gentile da Fabriano's Adoration of the Magi, 1423. This elaborate painting showcases opulent gifts brought by the Magi, representing the earthly treasures offered to the celestial king and the integration of Eastern motifs into the Nativity narrative. Medieval Nativity illustrations. These illuminations often depict constellations and celestial omens alongside the Holy Family, showcasing the deep-rooted belief in the interconnectedness of the earthly and the divine during this momentous event. 4c. Timeline. Unveiling the celestial art of the Nativity. Early Christianity, 1st to 5th centuries, 2nd to 3rd centuries. Symbolic representations of the Nativity emerge in catacomb art, with stars and celestial symbols hinting at Jesus' divinity and connection to the heavens. 4th century, early mosaics and frescoes depict the Nativity with cosmic elements like swirling clouds and rays of light, emphasizing the event's divine nature. Byzantine and medieval eras, 5th to 15th centuries, 5th to 6th centuries. Byzantine mosaics solidify the use of constellations and celestial bodies, often placing Virgo and stars above the stable. 12th to 13th centuries, Romanesque and Gothic art depict the Nativity with a focus on light and radiance, symbolizing Jesus as the source of illumination and celestial connection. 14th to 15th centuries, Master Frank and Gentile da Fabriano incorporate astrological instruments and elaborate celestial maps, reflecting the growing interest in astrology during the Renaissance. Renaissance and beyond. 16th to 21st centuries. 16th century, Ghirlandaio's Adoration of the Magi blends realism with celestial symbolism, featuring constellations and a guiding star, while Michelangelo's Nativity fresco emphasizes divine light radiating from the Christ child. 17th to 19th centuries, Baroque and Romantic art portray the Nativity with dramatic lighting and expressive gestures, still retaining celestial elements like halos and starbursts. 20th and 21st centuries, modern and contemporary artists offer diverse interpretations, with some like Hildegard von Bingen's visionary style continuing to explore the abstract and symbolic connection to the cosmos. Appendix 5. Unveiling the celestial debate, a stellar tapestry woven with uncertainty. Under the luminous tapestry of celestial phenomena surrounding the Nativity lie threads of intriguing debate and diverse interpretations. This appendix invites you to explore the fascinating complexities of how the heavens have been connected to Jesus' birth, acknowledging the uncertainties and engaging in scholarly discourse. 1a. Date lost in the stars, astronomical alignments as timekeepers. The night sky unfolds a cosmic calendar, and some scholars propose specific conjunctions of planets like Jupiter and Saturn as celestial markers for Jesus' birth, potentially between 7 and 3 BC. However, these celestial timepieces tick with uncertainty. Imprecision in historical records and astronomical calculations casts shadows on their accuracy as definitive dating tools. Lost in the sands of time, the lack of reliable historical records surrounding Jesus' birth further complicates the celestial clock. Reconciling cosmic alignments with the faint echoes of the past remains a delicate dance, leaving the precise date shrouded in mist. 2. A cosmos colored by culture. Whispers from Mesopotamia and Greece. Early Christian interpretations of celestial omens resonated with the established astrological traditions of Mesopotamia and Greece. These ancient cultures saw constellations and planetary movements as celestial whispers, imbuing them with distinct meanings that influenced how the heavens were understood around the Nativity. Stars seen through different lenses. Across diverse cultures, celestial symbolism surrounding the Nativity took on unique forms. The Magi's Zoroastrian lens differed from other Christian interpretations, highlighting how cultural context painted the cosmos with varied hues. 3. Modern scrutiny and the spark of skepticism. Skepticism. Under the scientific microscope, some scholars cast a skeptical gaze upon the heavens, questioning the reliability of celestial phenomena as indicators of Jesus' birth. They point to the limitations of ancient astronomical knowledge and the potential for misinterpreting natural occurrences as divine pronouncements. Faith in the firmament, for some within Christian traditions, attributing Jesus' birth solely to celestial omens might diminish the awe-inspiring miracle at its core. The delicate balance between the cosmic connection and the centrality of faith continues to spark debate.